Hey guys, it's Diana, and today I'm doing a beach scene. Something summery. It feels like summer up here. It's like going to be 80, but it was like 90 the last 2 days. So let me just get you up over on my laptop too. So how are you guys all doing? I had a crazy week, but it's done. It's done for a while. I may not do one for another year. I have some other ideas, but I don't think it's going to be one of those ideas. Isn't that cute? Now it's just a few colors, and it's like just on some, you could do this on canvas. This is heavy duty watercolor paper, which I'll show you in a minute. Isn't that pretty? Very simple, very easy. You're not even gonna believe how easy. Let me turn this around so you can look at it while I adjust my computer over here. The lid on that. We made a mess. Okay, let's see. Get to the artsy rose. So, let me see. I want groups. Group. Groups, just groups. There we are. That's the group I want right here. So, I did add on a couple more people for my private group, which is exciting. Let me just move this around. Let's see if this is right. If anybody wants to jump on, go ahead and jump on. If not, you can do a rewatch. It's so beautiful. I don't know if I'd be in here watching this either. Oh, I gotta tip this back this way. That's why it's not straight. A little delay on this. So in the meantime, you guys, let me know what you think. Before I did this, my lunch, I had an idea. I keep some of my paintings stored, and sometimes I do pop-ups and stuff and try to sell some of my work. But one of the girls sent me a thing. She had taught a class. She sells artwork online. And what she was talking about is I could start let me get the paper for you. Another group, which I have a couple. I told you I didn't use them. I ended up combining the group I have with that palette knife group. So it's a combination of palette knife and regular painting. But what it would be basically is a gallery. And there'd be no obligation. You wouldn't have to pay to get in. You could just sign up, get in, and every now and then see what I got for sale. And I have a lot of paintings. And I'd have prices and any other things like, I do commissions on like houses, those mini houses. I do commissions on like pets. Now I teach them usually, in person, but I can't do them. So I could put those on there. I could put anything where I'm selling my stuff at, if I do a pop-up or a little show somewhere. So anybody have any thoughts on me having a little online gallery? Mind you, it'll be free. If you want to buy anything, you buy it. And I was sold, I put sold. And there'd be like a little gallery there. All right, so this is watercolor pad, it says. You get these off Amazon. It comes with a little plastic fork thing, but I just used my palette knife. And they're pretty thick. This is 140 pounds. So it's like, you can frame these, they're so heavy. And what's nice is if you get a frame, sometimes it's hard to match up a frame, and it's smaller, you can just put it down there and cut it to size. So they're wonderful. Well, let me just turn the noise down over here. But this is like heavy duty. It's got a little tooth to it. You see it? So it has a nice texture. You could put glass on it or not put glass on it. On this, I would say put glass. It's not canvas. Canvas needs to breathe. All right, so there's the paper. Here's the painting we're going to do today. Oh, that's another one. Trying out different things all the time, guys. I seen something like that somewhere. I was like, I'm going to try doing that nudie. All right, so what I did was I just took something, the most important part, believe it or not, in any kind of landscape, and especially a beach scene, is making sure that it is even. Now, I did almost half and half a little bit more this way. And I'm just gonna, this is a good book, Big Magic, about leading a creative life. She wrote Love, what's that, Love, oh, Eat, Pray, Love. She got a new one out too, I heard it's pretty good. All right, so I'm just gonna make sure they have a nice even line for horizon. Most important part, whenever I'm teaching landscaping, make sure that line is even. Make sure you know where it is. There's kind of looks like outer space. Then, you know, I wear a little powder because I don't like wearing a lot of makeup, just to kind of blend the freckles together. Airspun. Any kind of round object that you got will make a nice sized moon. Probably about the size, maybe, of a coffee mug. Something like that. You could do it smaller or larger, but I'm going to do it just a little bit up because I want some haziness at the, like the sun is just coming up, and then I'm just going to make a circle. Look at that. So half the work is already done, guys. You basically got a basic template. Pencil needs to be sharpened. So that's fun. So now, I'm going to have like two little rocks here. Now you can put them in now or put them in later. But I'm just going to kind of pencil in this little island right here. Just get a little high in this picture, I got it. And just like leave this out for some reflection. I'll leave this little alcove here. Basically, there you go. Pretty simple stuff, right guys? All right, so now, is this right? Yeah, that's right. I got out the Deco Arts Bahama Blue for the sky. I got a yellow, real yellow from Apple Barrel, but they have similar yellows in the Deco Art. What's that one? Oh, I don't know. I got it right here. All right, and then I have the Deco Arts Ocean Blue. This actually comes in, I think it's their beach scenes or something like that. In the sun, I have a little orange too. This Tiger Lily orange, how orange that is. It kind of goes nice with the yellow. And then for like the background, now you could do black, but that's too dark. But I would rather you did brown or mix black and white, and you get this called Night Sky in the Deco Art. It's like one of my favorite colors. Basically, it's a black and a blue, and then you add white, you get this like darkish gray. So that's what that is down here. Then I have white. So it's yellow, orange, blue, darker blue, a gray, and white. Pretty simple. It's all on here. And green. You're going to need green. I got a dark green out. Deco Art has one too. I just grabbed this Mountain Forest. It's been here, so I use it. I'm using up this white from my classes, so it'll go to waste. All right, so let me just kind of get a fresh towel here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the sky first. Now, depending on the size of your canvas, you could go with a bigger brush. But I just grabbed my medium size round brushes. You see, these are new, so I've been using them a lot. I'm really in love with them. I got these from that group that I'm in. All right. All right, so I'm going to go right in and just start getting that blue on. I'm going to leave in about right to the bottom of this. So I'm going to kind of just go around this. There's going to be like an orange and yellow I'm going to blend up. So make sure you don't put that too close to the horizon. If you do, you can erase it and move the horizon down too. That's an option. You don't have to pencil this unless you want to, but I'm showing this to you how I would teach it in the class, just to make your life a little bit easier. If you were teaching a class, or you're new to painting, I mean, you could do this without it. Some people are going to come on here and they're going to show me their work, and they're not going to have to do that. But I always find you want to do a fancy painting to have a nice round circle. It isn't always necessary, but I think it looks a little bit better. So don't be afraid to grab any kind of bottle. Now, see, I hit it by accident, but I'm going to go back the other way. Now, if you think your line is too dark and it's going to show through, before you paint this painting, erase a little bit. Oh, I went down too far. Erase a little bit. It'll come up over the top, but that's okay. It's acrylic paint, guys. It dries quick, so you can fix your mistakes. No big deal. So I'm just kind of haphazardly here getting this on. I put straight, right now I'm putting the straight Bahama Blue, is it Bahama Blue on, which is kind of a light teal green. I got all the fans on, so this brush is really drying out. Quick. Like I said, this paper has a little tooth to it, a little raised, which I really like this paper. My books are full of going grocery shopping over to Wally World. Instead of making 2 trips, they usually have some multimedia or heavy-duty watercolor books, which are pretty good because I've been using them. They're like half of what you pay. I wait until Michael's has their buy one, get one half off. They used to be buy one, get one free. But I have many, and they're kind of getting full, so. All right, so now we got this on pretty good. And I'm gonna go right down into, I'm gonna rinse the brush off. Pretty good. And I'm gonna take that orange, make sure I got a little water in my brush again, because this is drying off so fast. And I am going to go right on this line first. I'm going to do that first. I'm going to come right over, follow as close as I can. Just I want to keep it bright, so I made sure I did this one first. And then while this is still damp, we're going to grab that orange or that yellow. We're just gonna make a little line over the top, just barely over the top. We can blend more up in later. All right, so now we did that. We rinse the brush again. Make sure it's nice and clean because you want a nice bright yellow on the one side of the sun. I do my wounds like this too. I just use something, a tuna fish can, whatever I got. I used to have one out, but I use this. This makeup thing is good. All right, so I'm going to put this in yellow first. Get it as close as you can to the circle. You're going to do about a little more than half, almost 2/3 of it with the yellow. First, not the whole thing yet, guys. Play around. And then you're going to, with a dirty brush, so that's yellow, and then you go and pick your orange up and do the other half. But then start blending that yellow in while it's still damp. You don't want to wait to do this. You want to do it while it's still damp. You're going to drag some of that into your yellow. Now if you get too much, you can just take your brush like this and pick up some yellow. And kind of blend it back into the orange. Get all those square pieces up. You want it roundy looking. Just keep making little rolls here, little circles. All right, so I think that's pretty good. Now, we could take some of that yellow that's at the top here, and you could bring it up a little bit and blend it right up over your sun. Don't be afraid. Just kind of start, hazing it up. I'm going to go right up into here, and I'm going to start making some indications of some clouds. Now, there's going to be a little white and orange in here, too, so I'm just kind of, I got the end of the brush, very end, so that I have a light touch. And I'm just gently, as straight as I can, keeping my body straight. And I'm going in here, and I'm just letting it randomly hit. No big deal. Up and down. Not a lot, just a few. It's kind of going on a little bit dry, but that's okay. And now I'm going to hit a few with there's still yellow in the brush. I'm going to take just a touch of that orange. Maybe a little more yellow, a little more orange. Same thing at the end of my brush. I'm going to let this skip a little bit. Not too much of the orange, just a little bit. Let it skip a little bit, because you're going to hit it with white. Anywhere there's orange, you're going to go back over and hit it with some white. I didn't even try to get it exactly like the picture, just get it close. All right, try to keep it straight. That's a little crooked. All right, so I'm gonna take the brush and just wipe it off so there's still got some color on it. Go into the white. Now, you can hold, like I hold my hand, or you can put your pinky or the side hand just to give you a little more control. Same thing, I'm gonna go over this white, and I'm gonna kind of make a little ripple more of like a cloud, you know, a little ripple. Cover up mostly that orange. You don't want that orange to show so much. Now, if I don't like this, what I did at the end was I went back with that blue as solid. There's nothing to mix. And I can adjust these, which I'll show. I can adjust these. So these are the clouds being hit by the sun. Most of the time they get hit on the underside. But these would be pretty orange because they're right in front. A little yellow in there. They're literally right in front of the moon or sun. So they would be a little bit more oranger. Think about it. Makes sense, right? Just skimming is all I'm doing. Skimming. But I think I might even put more yellow in here. I did last time. So, like I said, the sun's right behind all this. A little more white in this one section here. Need a little bit more in the front here. Don't be afraid. I said you can adjust these colors after with the blue, and you can adjust these too. I did both at the end. So a little more yellow in here. Just so you know there's like some clouds in front of the sun. Hold the very tip of the brush so it's very loose. Very tip. That's why they're long. All right. So don't try to make an even. Don't line them up like a soldier either. Don't do that. You want it to be, I'm going to put a little line here. You want it to be, the clouds that go all the way to the horizon. You can drag those right down if you want to. Yeah, the clouds would be all different colors on a sunset like this. All right, so now what I'm going to do, rinse that brush up pretty good. I'm going to go into that darker blue, which is the ocean blue. And I'm going to I'm going to kind of mix it back and forth with the Bahama blue. I'm going to literally, like, one side's that color and one side's this color. And I'm going to start smushing it in on the hopefully it's dry by now, so it's not going to mix. There's going to be a definite line here. All right, so you got the idea. Half blue, half light blue. And just get it on. If you want one side darker, add a little more blue. You want a little lighter, add the lighter blue. And I would just go back and forth and just a combo of both colors so you get like a mix and go back and forth. Give you a really pretty ocean look with those two blues. If you happen to leave a little white out because it's got so much texture in this, that actually looks cool and it still counts as art. You could have little pieces that are kind of see-through. That's actually a cool thing. When I first started doing watercolors, I thought, oh, these people, or not just watercolors, other ones too, these people, don't they cover everything? And then I had read, and then I had seen one. Well, what started was I was in it's what I always believed. I was in some art thing. I want to say it was up in Canada, and there's some really pretty little studios there, artists. And I was like, what the heck? You could see the pencil marks and the paper. It's still art, guys. If it works and it looks good, leave it alone. So I'm going to keep this on a little bit lighter in here because it'd be more shallow. So keep this a little more of the lighter color right in here. So now we're about halfway there, guys. I'm going to take that night sky, it's called. Basically, it's a black and a blue. I do half and half, a dark blue, and like a white, but it's called night sky. It's got like a really dark charcoal look to it. Oh, it needs water. Drying out so fast. Nice and gray. If you want it darker, you could even add a little orange. It'll darken up a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of rough chop like This is like kind of like it's like ground. I mix a little bit of that red in it. And just make it a little bit rough. And this is kind of like, you know, a cliff more, or maybe a sand dune more than a rock. So I mix that gray, a little bit of orange. Do both sides. It hasn't got to be perfectly even. Don't do that because it wouldn't be. Nature is perfectly even in an uneven kind of way. So, you know, it's just like, it looks so perfect and everybody tries to do it so perfect, but it's not. It's not all even and perfect. It just has this way of looking like that. It's wonderful, but it's not even. So see how I'm just kind of taking this and kind of just, whoops, making a little bit rough. Whew. Right now, I gotta move this over here. Move. What the heck I got over here? All right. And then you can maybe put a little beach in here if you want. You could take the orange and yellow and make a little beach if you want to right in here. You don't have to do anything at all if you don't want to. You could lighten it up a little bit with the blue and the white, which I might do. Get yourself a little lighter, shallow section here. That's all you need to do. Now, I'll put more of this gray over here, kind of finish this painting over here. All right, so now we're looking to put in the reflections of the sun and the clouds. So I would start with the yellow first. Now you could just do white, and you could do it right down the middle, but you want to do it down the middle but lean some this way because it's off-centered. You could do this centered if you want to, but I didn't. I just think paintings look good if everything's not all centered. So I'm just going to kind of take a small script or rigger or anything that's small and just start randomly putting in. I think I used a bigger brush, but that's okay. You can use whatever you got. I'm going to start, some of these are going to be behind all that foliage. So I just give some a little wave. They'd be smaller, but tighter, closer together as they get towards the front of the horizon. Or towards the beach. They'd be farther apart back here. So I'm going to just put a little bit of color here and there, not much of this. Okay. And then I'm going to finish with some white. You know, I want some waves to be in here, so just a few. When I've finished most of that, it's a reflection over the top of where I just put all that color. Same thing, if you don't like something, at the end of the painting, if you figure there's something you want to thin out or thicken up, you can just go through and adjust it. But most of this reflection is right down the middle. All right. Yeah, it needs more yellow. Let's do some more yellow. It needs to be a little brighter. I think I used a bigger brush. All right. I think I mixed a little yellow and orange together here too. Just to give it some brightness. There, okay. More in the middle. So now I'm going to take that medium-sized brush again, and I am going to actually take that green and kind of just put some foliage right in the bottom of this before I make those, I don't know what you want to call them, seagrass or whatever. Let's give this a little color right there. Now, go back to that little tiny brush. How y'all doing? I know I work fast, I'm sorry. Hey Chris, how you doing? Are you the only one here today? Sorry, we live right on the main drag in Syracuse. I think they're gone. So anybody who wants to watch it later. Let me know when you rewatch it. because I like to know if it's been rewatched. So here we are so far without the grass. Here's the one I did earlier. I'm going to put some birds in there too. Real simple painting. Let me just turn this around. Here we go. Go swimming afterwards. I was going to do it before. I was trying to order my food online. I didn't want to, well, hopefully they didn't have, I forget it's Saturday, they didn't have half the food. They had eliminated half the order. So, well, I guess I'm going shopping later. But I'm going to go swimming first. I think I got it centered, don't I? Is it centered? Yeah, okay. So now I'm just going to take and I'm going to make my little piles of paint wet and kind of inky, not real thick, so that they will flick real good with this long brush. This is a more of a rigger. It has longer hairs, but they're small like a script. I'm just gonna, I'd like a few of them to actually come up into the sky, just because you're kind of up on a ledge and you're looking up. And I'll do some on both sides. And I'll mix some in with the green. Like I'll mix it, I need more gray. I'll mix that gray, or I'll mix the blue too with the green. Get a couple different colors going, which is what I did. I need more of that gray though, it's right here. That night sky. And you know, you're getting a lot of reflections off the sun. So you can really play with the foliage colors. Oh, I got too much gray in here now. Crapola. I hate wasting paint, especially when it's a favorite color. This is a favorite color. There's some thick ones, I got some thin ones. It's all okay, guys. It's all okay. I'll put some of my paint back. I'll squish it back in my bottle. There you go. Squish it back in. Now, see, I put some yellow and I put some orange in. Same thing, I'm going to thin them out. Take that orange, make a little pile, put a little water in it. Small brushes dry out really fast, especially we got a little head ceiling going on here, fan. So I'm going to do some bright orange too. Some of these are going to get highlighted a little bit too. So I'm going to take the yellow and let go over some of these and around them. Up here where the sun's coming through. It kind of takes down if some of them are too thick. Just use the yellow to skinny them up. Orange. And then, you know, you're going to do a lot of green because obviously it's got like a lot of foliage in here. Then what I did, if you guys know what this brush is, I used it at that little class I did with one of my people. I'm going to go look for some. They're actually old, the ones I have, but other people make them. I put more green in here, guys. They're old Donna Dewberry brushes. They make a fan like this. Oh, this is the fan one. And I have a regular square, but they're cut out. Oh, my water is so dirty, it doesn't even look right. But see how they're like cut out? Can you see that? Over here, maybe? Yeah, they're cut out. You could take a fan brush and actually cut in between, like give it a texture haircut. But it gives us this really, the fronds and stuff. We used it on a bird and what was the hibiscus flowers. And you could pick up all different colors, and you can, like, I made a little path here like this, and it gives you like all these little funky lines. And then I can do like this. You can do it on the side, or you can just go like that. You get all these little pretty little, oh, need some water on it. All these pretty little fronds of color. You could even like little bits of stuff right here. You can do short ones. Would be in the water. Saves a lot of time too. But I use these like on palm tree fronds. They do make them. I don't think they're real easy to find, but one day I had a whole bunch of them in my hand. They were like the last 4. And I saw they'll have more. I found them. Yeah, well, then I couldn't find them. They do make them though. She's out looking for some. She's gonna let me know. It's just so it's just awesome. It gives you this nice texture. I just love them. So go looking for these guys. So I'm gonna finish with some white. All right, just a little bit of white here and there, just to make everything pop a little bit. And then, actually, that would look really cool. You can make some little fronds here. I didn't think of that. Could do that too, huh? Didn't even think of it. But I just did now. Then I made like some, what do they call them? Get the round, small round brush. Cattails. You could just pick up the blue and the gray for that. Actually, that's too big. Go back to my small brush. Blue and gray. Blue and gray. And just on some of these, you can make the indication of like cattails a little bit. I did one similar to this a while ago, and I made those more like fluffy, but you don't have to. You can make them more cattail-like if you want. You can do anything you want. You get all fancy with how you put in. You could do a few flowers even. You could do this, which I think was how the original one looked. Yeah, just put in some colors. Little flowers if you want. Some pretty colors. This painting is all about the pretty colors. I love pretty colors. Alright. Now I'm going to add a little more white to the center part. Just get a little more highlight here. A little more white. And it gets smaller and tighter as you come towards the front. You might even want to just dot it instead of trying to put lines in. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I told you earlier when I felt like I had too many up here, I just cleaned my brush and I went back with that Bahama blue. That was all that was on the brush, and you can kind of adjust anything you don't like. Now, my membership is done, so, you know, I got a few new people. So what I'm going to do is just concentrate on them for a while. And in this group, I'm going to be trying some new things. I told you I'm going to be doing some more book readings. I'm doing this class every week at 1 o'clock. We'll be doing all kinds of stuff. Not like as fancy stuff as I do in my membership, but we'll be doing a lot of different stuff. And I'll share a lot of the stuff that I'm doing in that group with you guys. So we're going to be playing around with this group a little bit. 1 o'clock every week. Chat and create. I'd love to see any work that you guys do. You can just post it right in here. And I will be doing Happy Mail just like I do. Jerry just won last month for Mother's Day cards. So this month it's going to be roses. And I haven't made the list yet, but just be looking for roses. I'm going to do Happy Mail. Sometimes I do more than one, and I give out good stuff. If you've ever seen what I give out. So it's roses this month. A little more yellow here. You can see you can just brighten up your colors where you need to when you get done. I'm going to do I got to go on Canva. Whoops. And hold on. Just give it out here. I'm gonna go and make a list of roses for this month. I'm gonna do roses in a vase, pink roses, yellow roses, I don't know, abstract roses. I'm just going to make them a bunch of stuff, and you can do one of each, whoever does the most. And, you know, we'll win something. And whoever is the most unique or the prettiest will win something. So now I do that at the end of the month. I give out the Happy Mail. Oh, what am I looking for? I don't know. Gotta plug my phone in. So when it's ready to plug in, it probably stopped making noise or you couldn't hear me. So now let's do the birds. So at the end of the month, you'll have a little prize. So we're doing that in here. And we're going to do the book readings. And like I said, I'll be on every week. And I don't know, there's some other stuff. I'm taking these classes. I guess there's things you can do in a group like games and stuff. And I see that Facebook has got some on here, but I've never tried it. So if you know anybody that's ever tried it, inbox me. Let me know. I don't know, different things. I'm not sure even how you play it. So I'm going to put the birds in. I basically take my small brush. Man, here. And I just make sure it's really liquidy. That's the big thing. I always do 3. You can do 1. You can do whatever you want. And I start out and I make a V. And then I do a long arm. Like that. Then I just make a body. I just go like that. Now that's if it's close. It's further away, I don't bother. I always do one tip the other way too. I'll do that one a little smaller. And then they're pretty right in the front of that sun. So I would put a little highlight on it, and I got some yellow. I'm just going to hit the body a little bit. And then hit the top of the wing. Like that. See, you could hit some of these like a little highlights on some of these, just to make it funner. Take the small one. You can do a lot of details with this small brush too, really. I thought I had too many of these, because I'd always overdo it. So I went in with my little flat brush. I took those 2 blues, and then I kind of adjusted what I didn't like. I think it's too much, so I want it more straighter. I took some ones out that weren't real straight. I didn't worry about the little white sections that didn't get covered because of the type of paper this is. But you could do this on anything, really. Any kind of paper. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys decide to do this, I would love to see it. Just post it so we can share it. That's pretty much it. I'll take a picture of both of these, and then I'll post them. Like, connect them right up. And put the videos, when you do the videos in the classes, when I first had this group a couple of years ago, there was reasons why I did it, but I thought that the videos would stay. I thought when I transferred videos, because I wasn't doing them in here, that I put them in here a couple of years ago, and none of them are here. So what I gather is, at some point, they weren't putting them in the groups. The only ones that were staying in the groups were the ones that were done in the groups. So I recently transferred some videos over, and they were done with a link this time, because I'm being told to do it with a link. I'm not sure. You could check that out, Chris. But so I'm curious if they're going to stay. But I do know that with my membership, it's a paid membership, and it's private. I only let people in that pay. Every video I've made for over 2 years stayed in there. So that's why I'm like wanting to do videos in here so that they stay. And the other reason is, which in my business group, we talked about how I don't want to pay for that tech service more money. So they're more like, people love the lives. So the people that love the lives, I tell you, you got to join up here because you're more likely to notified, because Facebook it's a social network and they like people in the groups. So that was another reason. And collect emails, but it doesn't really collect the emails for you. So I don't do that. So it's more about getting the people together and keeping the videos. So you guys, you can come here, your videos will be in here. I can transfer them back out to the public, but why would I do that? I do a couple classes a week out there. Once Tuesdays get up to, once this class, this is pushing 400. Once I get this to 500 people, Tuesday classes are going to be here because 4 days is too much. Oh. So I'm going to have everybody in there, and I'll do it, Facebook one Wednesday. That's going to be, paint and create too. So that'll bring me down to 3 days. I do, you don't see me, but I'm doing the private class on Thursdays. So that'll might load up a little bit, and it'll keep all my paintings where they're supposed to be. So I'll post these later for you. So you can rewatch these anytime, which is nice. So if you're in the free group, it's awesome. And whenever I offer any deals on anything, be it a paid class or a free class, or I got some other things, some ideas I'm going to try. So if you watched the beginning of this, you guys, you heard me talking about doing a gallery, online gallery, in a group, which I already have a couple groups because I had these ideas and I never did it. So if anybody thinks that's a good idea, just kind of chime in, or you can just inbox me later or private message. But it'll be a group you get into for free, and then I could post things on there that I do. People want to do a commission, post my work. When it sells, I'll let you know. I won't probably put a PayPal in there, and I'm not even sure how you do that. But I've seen there's somebody else, a couple people doing it, and I had thought about it, but I wasn't sure how to do it. And there is a way. So I'll start a group and just be a bunch of my paintings. You go in there, you look around once in a while, maybe get some ideas. But if you don't join a group, you can't get in. You can't go in and watch it, look at the paintings. And it basically just, each guide, like in here I have guides, each guide will have a different painting. So whatever you guys think about that, just let me know. Okay, so I will see you guys next Saturday at 1 o'clock. I'll be on Tuesday at 2:30, Paint and Create, and I'll be on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, Paint and Create, and then my members I'll be on at 7 o'clock Thursday night with the Inner Circle Palette Knife group. So, all right, guys, so have a great afternoon, and may inspiration find you wherever you go. Bye. Thank you.